Your working income is your earning capacity for being actively or physically involved while rendering a service. You can be a self-employed professional, a full-time employee of a company, a freelancer, or a commission sales agent. The key components here are: number one, your presence, and your earning will stop if you no longer work. Two, your earnings can be fixed or variable. In the world of personal finance, your working income plays the initial step towards planning your cash flow and your financial life. Big Plan vision is for you to lead a financially responsible life. Being responsible is to make sure that your working income is adequate and sustainable in any possible adverse situation, like economic cycles, sickness, and premature death, till it is replaced when you retire or achieve financial freedom. Always remember, through your capacity and years of hardship, you have built a great lifestyle for yourself and your loved ones. You need to know how to account for it and protect it so that when situations do strike, you are not caught off-handed. Big Plan will show you how to account for your working income using an Excel spreadsheet and model it into the future as a financial blueprint for you to follow and strive to be ahead of the curve. Let's start your financial life journey, and Big Plan will show you how personal finance is done with our Malaysian Joe. Joe is 25 years old this year. He is staying in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, nicknamed Malaysian Joe. He is currently single, finished his degree, majoring in civil and structural engineer. Just like millions of others, landed his first job as an engineer with a construction company. A full-time 9-to-5 employee, earning a fixed monthly basic salary of 3,400 ringgit Malaysian. Open your personal finance Excel spreadsheet. Under the Input tab, Big Plan will create a new section 2 called Profile. If you have not watched Big Plan's previous video, please check it out as we continue to build your personal finance Excel spreadsheet to plan, track, and create a sustainable cash flow for life and beyond. This section is to note your current age and marital status together with two assumptions made: your target retirement age and income growth rate. This year, Joe is 25 years of age and he is currently single. As for you, if you are married and your spouse is working, then you may want to look at joint planning as a family. The advantage here is to have a greater economic of scale as expenses are spread over two income earners. Under self and age in years, for Joe, he will fill up 25 and leave the spouse blank as a single adult. Next is the target retirement age, where Big Plan defaulted to 60 years old. You can enter any desired retirement age you wish. This is to let Big Plan know when your working income is replaced by your investment income passively, and Big Plan will do the tabulation as according. Everyone wants progression on their career path, but how do you go about doing this? Big Plan mimic or model your career path using an income growth rate. This is estimated using data from averagesalarysurvey.com, where Big Plan uses the average income per age group to deduce the income growth rate. Open Google Chrome and go to averagesalarysurvey.com. Search for your country. As for Joe, he is in Malaysia. Big Plan estimate the income growth rate before age 35 to be 7% and between 35 to 45 as 5%. Thereafter, Big Plan default the income growth rate to be the long-term average inflation rate as a minimum. You can determine your local average income growth rate using the same methodology here. The findings coincide with the assumptions of a higher growth rate during your early years of your career path. Your working income tends to grow at 7% as you gain working experience, job hop, and get promoted. From 35 to 45 years, your career tends to stabilize and grow at a slower rate of 5% and mature as time goes, which Big Plan default it to grow at a minimum using the local long-term average inflation rate. Joe earns a monthly fixed salary of 3,400 ringgit Malaysia from his construction company as a full-time engineer. For our Malaysian workforce, we have the Employee Provident Fund, EPF, which is our mandatory retirement scheme established in 1951 to help Malaysians save for their retirement. And also the Social Security Scheme provided by the Social Security Organization, SOCSO, which protect the employee from injuries and accidents caused during work. Both schemes require monthly contribution by the employer and the employee. As for EPF, the monthly contribution range between 12 to 13% of basic salary, while the employee contribute around 11%. If you are not a Malaysian, you will need to note your local mandatory retirement scheme and account for it as according. Big Plan account for your monthly working income at gross. We have your basic salary, allowance, incentive, if any, together with your monthly contribution made by your employer towards your retirement scheme and social security scheme as an additional benefit. For variable income earners like freelancer or commission sales agent, your working income will fluctuate from month to month, causing a problem in cash flow planning. A good practice to estimate your monthly working income is to take your previous year total income and average it out over 12 months. This is to remove any seasonal bias in the months over the year period. Input this average working income into your personal finance Excel spreadsheet, together with your target sales growth per year, just like the income growth rate. Coming back to your personal finance Excel spreadsheet, Big Plan will create another new section called Income under the Input tab. Joe gross income of basic salary plus benefit amount to 3,880 ringgit Malaysia per month. Now create a new spreadsheet and call it CF50. This is your projected cash flow for the next 50 years. Follow along as Big Plan your cash flow based on your current input and project it over the next 50 years using the income growth rate determined. 50 years is how Big Plan plans it. The first 25 years cycle, which you will invest or save a portion of your income to fund the next 25 years. In this way, you will eventually create a sustainable cash flow for life and beyond. Big Plan get the data like the start year of planning, Joe's age, and working income from the Input tab. Using the if function in Excel, Big Plan is able to condition Joe's working income to grow at 7% before age 35, 5% between 35 to 45, and default to the long-term average inflation rate as a minimum thereafter. Big Plan wants Joe's working income thereafter to grow at least in par with the long-term inflation rate so as to maintain his purchasing power going forward. Do the same for your spouse if working and joint planning as a family. Big Plan have also created a chart on Joe's working income for him to track and strive to stay ahead of the curve while he progresses on his career path. This chart will also illustrate to Joe his retirement income per month when he reached 60 years old and thereafter. What Joe's working income today will determine his future income when he retires. This is how Big Plan relates and plans your personal finance. With this number, you will have clarity and security to take any action when needed. This is your personal finance Excel spreadsheet, profile and income section. BigPlan will continue to build your personal finance Excel spreadsheet for you to plan, track and create a sustainable cash flow for life and beyond. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, follow and subscribe to BigPlan today and lead a financially responsible life.